Hi guys, welcome to today's session, and today we are going to discuss about eco bridges. And in this session we'll first see what are eco bridges, and then we'll discuss the debate topic, that is environment versus development. And there are few cases associated with development and environment in India. We'll discuss that also, and also finally we'll discuss how eco bridges are contributing for sustainable development. So this is how I plan this session. Let's now start. So friends, eco bridges aim to enhance wildlife connectivity that can be disrupted because of highways or logging. And eco bridges include, you can see canopy bridges, that is usually for monkeys, squirrels and other arboreal species. And there are concrete underpasses or overpass tunnels or viaducts, usually for large animals, and amphibian tunnels or culverts. And usually these bridges are overlaid with planting to give it a continuous look with the landscape. So that is the concept of eco bridges. And now we'll discuss the debate topic, that is environment versus development. So guys, this topic itself is an essay topic, environment versus development, which often asked in the UPSC papers also. So it is a very broad topic, and you should research on this and study more about this. And in most of the cases, it is not possible to complete development projects without harming the environment. That is the fact. And the scenario is grave in India, as it does not have enough resources to balance environment and development. And projects must be completed either with high environmental cost or high financial cost. With a complex web of legal processes, the Supreme Court, National Green Tribunal, and regulatory regimes such as NTCA, National Board for Wildlife, etc. there. And the development projects are stalled midway, and the project costs skyrocket over the years. So this is what happening in India, and it is a very broad topic. Now we'll discuss few cases associated with environment versus development. The first one is in June 2019, Supreme Court ordered to halt the construction of a road that passes through the critical corridor between Rajaji Corbett Tiger Reserves, as it violates numerous provisions of Forest Conservation Act, and the road is being built without the statutory approval of National Board for Wildlife, and the advice of National Tiger Conservation Authority has also not been taken. So that is a case which happened in 2019, very recently. And also NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India, NHAI's project to widen NH44 through Pench Tiger Reserve is mired with legal hurdles. NH44 stretch passes through the eco-sensitive zone of Pench Tiger Reserve on both Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh sides. And in 2008, Wildlife Trust of India, which is an NGO, had moved Supreme Court seeking a ban on this project. And NHAI's project would involve felling more than 22,000 trees in the critical corridor. And according to National Tiger Conservation Authority and Wildlife Institute of India, the forest connecting Kanha and Pench tiger reserves is one of the most viable tiger habitats, of other three being Western Ghats, Corbett and Kaziranga. NHI made several changes in the plan to address the concerns raised by wildlife experts, and Government of India is now spending a whopping 1300 crore rupees to build 9 km of highway with 13 underpasses in Pench Tiger Reserve. That is the current status, and demands have been raised to build such underpasses on NH between Mysuru and Wayanad to protect the tigers in the Bandipur Wildlife Sanctuary. So this there are many cases arising in our country when it comes with environment and development. So these are two cases examples. And if you see, Central India's tigers have the highest genetic variation among Indian tigers, and this has been made possible by large habitats available here in the past. So when populations are isolated by linear projects, there is a risk of inbreeding of disease and local extinction. So to avoid these all, it should be protected, and more underpasses and more eco bridges is a viable way. Now we'll discuss how eco bridges is contributing for sustainable development. So friends, 9 animal underpasses or viaducts were built in 2018 beneath a stretch of NH44. NH44 is India's longest highway, starts from Srinagar to Kanyakumari, and these 9 animal underpasses were built in 2018 in the stretch of NH44 between Kanha and Pench tiger reserves, and also Government of India will construct a 36-kilometer long flyover above NH37 which passes through the Kaziranga National Park, and these viaducts prevent roadkill and reduce the barrier effect that roads have on the movement of animals. And these underpasses are examples of wildlife mitigation measures or attempts to remedy the impact of infrastructure on wild animals, attempting for sustainable development. And according to an estimate, around 55,000 kilometers of roads pass through India's forest and protected areas. And if you see the data, NH44 cuts through corridors connecting Kanha National Park, Satpura, Pench, Bandhavgarh, Panna tiger reserves. So this is a very important information. NH44, which is the longest highway of India from Srinagar to Kanyakumari, it cuts through Kanha, Satpura, Pench, Bandhavgarh and Panna tiger reserves. And NH6, India's second longest highway that runs from Surat to Kolkata, which passes through corridors around Melghat, Bor, Nagzira, Simlipal tiger reserves. So these are very important facts with related to your preparation, especially in prelims. They can ask like questions like NH44 cuts across which among the following national parks, and you have to select the correct answer. So that's all about this particular topic, guys. It's a very important topic, and especially eco bridges are more often coming in the news these days. So please study about this and locate the eco bridges, the present eco bridges in our country. So that's all about this topic. We'll meet tomorrow with another topic. Thank you for watching this lesson.